Hey there, I'm Melissa Merrill from Pro Organizer Bootcamp. Today, let's talk a little bit about objection handling. What does that mean? If you've never been in sales before, stay tuned. So let's talk a little bit about objection handling. I'm Melissa Merrill from Pro Organizer Bootcamp. I'm here to chat with you a little bit today about why you might not be closing the deal on all of those jobs that you've been trying to book. So if you've been getting leads, if you've watched a few of my other videos on lead generation activities, old school marketing tactics, personal branding, professional branding, marketing, advertising, all the things, then hopefully you're getting leads by now. Hopefully you have leads coming into your pipeline that want to book you for home organizing services. What happens when you get all the way to that point of your funnel, when they've come in, you've reached out to them, you've worked out the best time to schedule them for their consultation, or maybe you've done what I talk about in my Consultations 101 Masterclass, which I'll link up above here and in the show notes below, and you've actually automated that whole process and had them book right into your calendar, gotten them on the phone, sealed the deal, or so you thought, and then it's crickets, or then you get ghosted and you haven't heard from them. They haven't viewed your contract. If you're using HoneyBook, which is my go-to invoicing and contracting software, which I'll also link a video up in the cards up above here, you can see in HoneyBook if they've opened your email, if they've viewed the proposal, if they've viewed the invoice, if they've viewed the contract, if they've signed the contract. You can see all of that activity going on behind the scenes. If you're noticing that things aren't getting signed right away, if you're noticing that they're not gung-ho about it and they're like, okay, send it over to me and I'll sign it tonight, or send it over to me and I'll have it back to you within the next 24 hours, or whatever they're committing to, always try to make them commit to something in the consultation process, which we'll talk about in that Consultations 101 Masterclass if you haven't been in on it. And once they commit to that, then it's crickets, or then you're ghosted, right? So what do? Well, you definitely follow up. I did a whole video on the art of the follow-up and why maybe that's not why you're getting booked so much, is because you're not even following up with those leads that are cold coming into your pipeline. So you're not following up. You're not using a system that tells you, have they even read it? Have they opened it? Are they just, bumming around and they forgot about it? Or they still have the tab open, but they forgot to actually go through with it, right? Or have they said something to you like, I need to ask my husband first, or let me consult with my XYZ, or I'm going to check the budget, or it's not a good time right now because your pricing is too expensive, or I need to find the money within my budget to make that work. All of those things are maybe valid. Maybe, they're going through a tough time financially. Maybe they do need to go cut back on a few other services, like maybe seasonally they don't need pest control right now, so they could cut that back, or seasonally they don't need landscaping right now, they could cut that back, hire you as a service pro instead. Maybe they need to cut off some streaming services, or whatever it is that they're finagling with their budget. At the end of the day, they're basically telling you no. So this is something that I learned from one of my early on sales coaches, all about asking your husband usually means no. And this is a pretty harsh way to say this. This is something that was taught to me by a sales coach, Jeffrey Gittimer. I'll link a little bit of his content up above here too, so you can check him out. He's very in your face, very no BS, non-sugar-coated, just kind of like how I am. So that's why he was the coach for me. But that being said, he would always say, ask your husband means no. They're basically telling you no. Something in that consultation call didn't go the way that they expected, didn't go the way that they wanted, didn't go the way that you planned it. Maybe you kind of butchered it, or you messed something up, or they just felt like there isn't value here and there isn't going to be a green light forward. And so when you get a stop like that, when you get an objection like that, again, I'm not like a full-time salesperson. I don't come from corporate sales. I come from corporate HR, which is very different than sales. But if you watch any videos on objection handling, whenever there's like a stop point, it's your job to push through that and try to figure out how to follow up and how to continue to still book that business. Because at the end of the day, by that point, they're a hot lead. They've already gone from being a cold lead to maybe a warmer lead by scheduling that consultation with you. And then now they're a hot lead because they've actually talked to you. You've started to build that know, like, trust factor with them. You've started to put them into your funnel. You've started to tell them your process as far as maybe, okay, next steps are going to be, I'm going to send you the contract. View that. Let me know if you have any questions. From there, you're going to pay your deposit to secure the appointment on the calendar. From there, we're going to do your calendar booking on Google Calendar or whatever, so that we know what time we're blocked out for to come to your home, and you're blocked out to be there with us to declutter, right? Whatever all of that looks like. Again, you can watch that Consultations 101 masterclass for more details on what I structure that as in my own organizing business. But once you've gotten them from a cold lead to a warm lead to now a hot lead, the last thing you want to do is lose them completely and just say, oh, well, she was asking her husband and now it's been a week and you haven't followed up. You haven't talked to her. You haven't reached back out. You haven't figured out how to maybe fix what went wrong. Maybe she didn't see that there was enough value there. So why was there not enough value? Here are some things that you can do besides just texting them to follow up or emailing them to follow up, or God forbid, calling them back to follow up. You should have their phone number by now. I think sometimes we get a little scared and a little skittish, shy, timid, meek. As organizers, we can kind of like try to sink back into the wallpaper and be like, well, I'm not going to call her back. She said that she would call me back. That is sales, right? You've got to follow up. Maybe she got busy. Maybe she did talk to her husband and they decided that they would book you after their vacation, but your calendar is starting to book up. So you need to actually get them on the calendar, right? There's so many other things that could happen in between that end of that consultation call to the start of your session, right? There's so much that can happen in there. And so you have to keep your eyes on every single lead. Make sure that those hot leads don't go dead in the water. So a few things that you can do beyond just, like I said, texting, emailing, or calling is email marketing. So getting them into some sort of nurture series, getting them into some sort of funnel for emails that they're going to receive value. Maybe you're giving them a free ebook, a guide, a PDF, a checklist, a something, right? And I go over this in my Funnels 101 webinar. If you want access to that, it is exclusive to our mastermind members. So you can DM me at Pro Organizer Bootcamp or at Melisa Merrill on Facebook, and I'm happy to point you in the right direction to get a full copy of that 1 hour webinar that I did all about this. But in brief, email marketing, you're going to want to get them into some sort of nurture series to give them more value. And again, it could be any one of those number of free things, and you're going to want to stay top of mind. Now, are they actually reading your emails? That's a whole other episode in that webinar. But the other things that you can do is connect on social media, right? Find them on Instagram, find them on Facebook. I'm not a stranger to doing that. Again, this is your lead that has come into your pipeline. You've already spoken to them. If you want to go and connect out with them elsewhere, that is up to you. That is something that I do in my own business just because I feel like it helps build that know, like, trust factor. And that's something that I personally do at Let's Get You Organized. Another thing you could do is send testimonials. Hey, wanted to share these last 3 testimonials that I got, these last 3 client reviews. This is my Yelp page, or this is my Google My Business page, or this is my Nextdoor page, or wherever you have reviews populated on the web. Another thing you could do, send, if you are like a social media guru and you've been doing reels or you've been doing TikTok videos of transformations that you've recently done, feel free to send them before and after photos. Simple. It doesn't have to be a reel. It doesn't have to be a TikTok video, but those can be fun. So give them more value. Hey, I know that you were going to talk to your husband. Wanted to let you know that these are the last 3 reviews that I've received on my Google page. Here you go. Or, hey, your project sounds just like this project that I just did. I know that we'd be working on the playroom. So here's a few before and afters of playrooms I've done. Or I know that you wanted me to tackle the kitchen first and specifically the pantry. Here's a really cool TikTok video I just did of a transformation of a pantry, right? That is going to get their mind thinking and go, oh my gosh, she remembers me. She remembers our conversation. She remembers I was going to talk to my husband. Now she's sending me testimonials and pictures. Oh my gosh, my pantry looked like that, and I want it to look like that, right? You're getting them to connect more emotionally to you as the organizer, to the service of home organization, and to really see the value more in what they would be getting by booking you. So hopefully this makes sense. All about objection handling, what to do when they don't sign your contract, they don't pay your deposit right away, that I have to ask my husband, or things are really busy right now, I'll let you know. That usually means no. Something happened, something was like a dead stop, where maybe they're not ready. And so that is a great time to put them into your funnel, whether that's through social media, through following up with them with testimonials, videos, all of that good stuff. Get them on board and give value. Again, for an exclusive webinar that I did on funnels and specifically email marketing, you can send me a DM on Instagram at Pro Organizer Bootcamp, or friend request me and send me a message on Facebook at Melisa Merrill, and I'll let you know how you can get in on that 1 hour webinar. Believe me, it's gold. In the meantime, I'm going to put a video here in the cards up above for a quick overview of other types of funnels that you can check out now if you want to watch that video. And beyond that, I'm cheering you on. Cheers to your success. I know this sounds a little bit harsh that, oh, they're just saying no. But again, really getting into the psyche of your client, the psychological, emotional tendencies of your prospects, of your leads, your cold leads, your warm leads, your hot leads. Where are they in your buying process, in that buyer's journey? What does that look like for you, for your business, for your market, your geographic location? Socioeconomic income, your ideal client avatar, all of those things need to be taken into account when you're going through this buyer's journey with them, so that you can sign more business, you can seal more deals as a home organizer, and begin to grow and scale your organizing empire. Again, I'm Melisa Merrill at Pro Organizer Bootcamp. I hope that you will like and subscribe to keep this channel going, and I hope to see you on the next video.